Hey guys, welcome back. And it's all about our budgets right now, right? We're all trying to renovate, we're all trying to upgrade our homes in some way that we can, and our budgets just aren't what they used to be. That's why I'm here every week. I'm telling you ways that you can get things done. And today it's all about bedrooms. I've got 5 high impact, kind of designer approved ways that you can update your bedroom that will really make your budget continue to sing. One of the things that I always try and remind the people that are working with me or taking my courses is that refreshing a room uses the same system as renovating or building an entire house. It's just on a different scale and it's a lot less expensive. Number one thing you're doing is you're editing. The second thing is that you're envisioning a new space. And then you're going to layer that with actions that intentionally deliver this new space that you're looking for that represents you now. And that's what we're going to do today with bedrooms. Okay, the first thing that I want you to do, which is going to surprise you a little bit, is that I want you to actually clear your canvas. What does that mean? I want you to take things out of your bedroom. Everything out of your bedroom, except those things that actually function. So you want your bed in there, you want, if you have a dresser, those kinds of things, nightstands, etc. Everything else, pictures on the walls, mirrors, lighting, everything else comes out. I want you to put it in a staging area and then take a deep breath. Because the reality of it is, you can't see that room for what you can do with it and its potential until you've cleared it of everything except for what has to be in there to function, okay? So, I'll wait here, go ahead and do that. Now that you've got the room empty, we get to stay with that for a couple days. See how it feels, see how it functions without all that stuff. So now, one of the things that this process does is it helps you erase what your bedroom was, okay? And it's very hard to do that when it stays the same. So that's why everything goes out. And slowly but surely, over a couple of days, a period of time, you're gonna wanna begin to consider what you love that still you want in the room. Okay, now maybe it needs to change a little bit. Maybe you need to give it some new reupholstery, or maybe it needs to have a paint job or something along those lines. But you may decide, yes, I really love that, and I'm gonna bring that back in. But it only comes to you after the process of being empty for a few days and going, oh, I really miss that chair, or I really want my bench to be here, but maybe it doesn't wanna look like that. And don't sweat it if you don't see what you want out there in the stuff that you already took out, because there's lots of ways you can take care of those things. And then at the end of that process, you'll find that there's a lot of stuff out there that you didn't bring back in. And that tells us everything. Maybe you're done with it. Maybe it needs to go to another space in the house. Maybe you want to consign it. Someone else will love it. You did. So the reality of it is you're stripping down to bring back just those things that you know you love now. And you may find there's a couple holes. And that's where we start working. The second part of this is, while almost everything is out, what you want to do is think about the flow of the room. How does it feel? Does the bed feel like it's in the right place? Maybe it's in the only place. Or maybe, and I've said no to this before in other videos, but there are times when the best place for the bedroom is actually by a window or in front of a window. And if you want to know more about how to do that and you come to that decision about your bedroom, you're going to want to check out the video that I've got linked down below that tells you how to do that in a way that makes it beautiful and makes it work. So check out the flow. How does that work? And what do you like or not like about it? Move some things around. Make note of what you feel like feels awkward and what might be missing. Okay, guys, now, with those holes that we found, where do we go to fill them? Especially when we're on super tight budgets, right? I can tell you where I would go and have gone for years with my projects is to Wayfair. I am actually a Wayfair partner, and they are actually sponsoring this video. It's an amazing company, and I'm proud to have them as my sponsor because they have done one of the best jobs I've seen in all of the industry in terms of handling all of the types of products and the range of style options that you would be looking for, whatever type of work you're doing, whether or not it's renovating, because they actually sell faucets and plumbing fixtures and things of that nature. And if you're just fluffing a space like we're doing today with a bedroom, they've got fantastic duvets, throws, accent pieces, wall sconces. They've just got everything there in all kinds of styles and price points, guys. If you want something super bougie, you can also go to Wayfair. If you want something super economical, budget-oriented, and still delivers good products, you've got things that are Wayfair verified, which are fantastic to take a look at as well, and you just want to check there first. Here's what's getting really exciting. Is right now we are talking about their Memorial Day clearance sale. And guys, there are some things that are up to 70% off. So you want to make sure that you check this out. And on top of this, they are loading you up with free shipping over $35. So it's super easy to find what it is you want and get it shipped to you so that this new bedroom really speaks to who you are and what you want. So regardless of whether you're looking for just a new throw or maybe a tray to keep your nightstand styled, maybe a little extra wall storage, now's a really smart time to grab what you've been thinking about getting. I'll drop a couple of my favorites down below and you can go take a look. Okay, so now the next step, after you've worked through kind of the flow and making sure that that feels right, is we're gonna do what's called addressing the envelope. And I know some of you have heard that before from me. The envelope is actually the floors, walls, ceilings. What are we gonna do with this? Is the space carpeted and maybe you need to pull that up? Or maybe you need to put some carpet down. It doesn't really matter what it is, but make a judgment call around maybe you need a paint job. That's not a problem either because paint can be done fairly economically and it can be a huge transformation just right out of the gate for not a lot of money. And if you don't feel like you want to address painting the entire space, maybe you're just going to do an accent wall. That's fine too. Think about maybe an accent wall done in a rich saturated color. If you want to do something with an accent wall, you could consider painting it and or think about peel and stick wallpaper. There's some great solutions. Wayfair has a huge selection of them. Lots of vendors out there that can really make that wall spice up for you. Now that you've addressed the envelope and how that's going to change, the biggest focal point in any bedroom is of course the bed and its bedding. Now, don't freak out because I'm not saying that we're gonna need to go out and change all of your bedding. That's really expensive. But we can do a couple of small tweaks to it. I would keep your sheets, but maybe consider adding a duvet or a throw or a couple of inexpensive, large, oversized shams with some brightly colored pillows or something that really sort of shifts the mood of the space. It doesn't take much. You don't have to spend a lot of money, especially with kind of seasonal sales that are going on and or sometimes you can even find interesting things in consignment stores as well. But what we want to do is we want to change the language of the bed without having to change everything on the bed because that's just out of the budget at the moment. But the language can shift. Big one would be maybe a duvet cover if you could get a really nice shift for that big spread that comes over. A nice throw would be great. 2 big accent pillows in something that really ties in with this new scheme that you're doing for perhaps another palette that you're including. All of that works and it doesn't blow your budget. And this last tip is really sort of decor and lighting related. And what we want to think about is how can we upgrade and express our new self or our new idea around this bedroom in a way that the details express. So what does that mean? Consider the idea of plug-in sconces next to your bed. If you've done things before that were different, those can be really good looking. They're not very expensive and they can really shift the experience of the space. Plus it gives you an additional set of lighting that you can direct on either side, which is really nice. Now, another thing that I like to think about is bedrooms are high intensity storage areas. So how can we do storage differently that would also make it look a little bit more decorative? Perhaps you've got an area that you could add some display shelves. And on those display shelves, you have a few things that you need and use every day. Or there's always that fabulous solution of a series of hooks. Hooks can be great for a handbag, hooks can be great for lots of things that you can throw on there, gets storage off of the floor and brings it up onto the walls and gives the room a little personality depending upon what you select. So thinking about the overall transformation and shift, How do you want it to read? Well, this is where it happens in these final little decor details, like lighting, like additional accessories of bookshelves, perhaps a painting or two or a mirror that's coming back in, but maybe it's been reframed, or maybe you've changed up the way you're showing it. So all these things don't cost a lot, but they make a big difference to your end result. Oh, and one more thing that I always forget about, but it's plants. Think about bringing something in that's living, just even something small. I know I'm sort of a black thumb, so the smaller the better I do with it. But the idea is that something living in the space that's growing gives you that nice feeling. Now, there are some plants you want to stay away from, but some plants really feel nice in a bedroom and help you feel dreamy and sweet and where you want to be with that bedroom. And those are the ones you want to think about including in this last part. Think of this as your layer of personality. It's not clutter, it's curated pieces for who you are now and how you want your bedroom to feel. Okay guys, so let's recap. The first thing that you want to do is you want to clear your space. Empty everything out, as you know. Get it clean and be with it for a little bit. The second thing that you want to do is you want to kind of review the flow of the space and slowly start to bring things in that you know you love, that you want to keep. And then check to make sure that everything is in the right place for the new flow. Third thing is that you want to address that envelope. Do you need a paint job? Maybe you need an accent wall. How are you going to do it in a way that stays within your budget but really starts to speak the new language of the space? Maybe you need to get a new carpet or change something out. And the fifth thing is bedding and decor tweaks. Now, bringing in a little bit of a plant, maybe changing out your duvet cover, adding some accent colors, a new throw, those kinds of things. Not budget busters, but they will really shift up that final feel that that bedroom needs to have to be that one that you're wishing for now. And again, guys, I want to thank Wayfair for sponsoring this video. I love them so much. I'm actually a Wayfair partner. And I want you to get going on those bedrooms. Don't miss out on this clearance sale, and I'll see you next week.